Meanwhile, on our buddy Matt Taibbi, he's beefing with Elon Musk. Saagar, you've been following this?
Yeah, I've been following it just because Elon really is one of the most unpredictable people who is out there. So Matt, as we'll all recall, is this incredible journalist. He does the Twitter files. He's the person who Elon goes to. He was accused of being an Elon toady, of being
doing PR for Elon.
Doing PR for the richest man in the world by reporting, legitimate story and working with sources. What Matt always told us, he's like, look, I didn't agree to any preconditions. He brought it to me.
The only precondition was that it had to be published first.
It had to be published first on Twitter. Seems reasonable. That's you do this stuff all the time. People will always come to you with preconditions and all this stuff.
They would say, actually, sometimes we're like, I've got a scoop, but will you do it in your newsletter? Will you do it on Intercept? Would it be counterpoints?
Right.
And like some people for different purposes want different platforms for a scoop.
Nothing wrong with that.
And if they're like, if they want a thing and I don't feel like doing that, I'm like, well, no, I'm not gonna do that. And then that's fine. And they go shopping.
Right. We have power.
Somewhere else.
There's power in this relationship. It's give and take, but you're certainly not doing PR. But then all of the people who accused him of doing PR conveniently are ignoring the fact that Taibbi has, by all accounts, really been punished by Elon, actually for speaking out on behalf of a platform that Taibbi is very loyal to, Substack. Let's put this up there on the screen. Matt has released a bunch of text messages that he had with Elon Musk from earlier last year in April of 2023. I'll read them verbatim. He says, Elon, am I being shadow banned? Elon replies, we went on lockdown after discovering Substack has stolen a massive amount of our data to pre-populate their Twitter ripoff. It looks like there's still a blanket search ban. It should be fixed tomorrow. Going forward, tweets with Substack will not appear in the For You page unless it is paid advertising, just like Facebook and Instagram. They will appear in following. This reply included from Matt. He says, Elon, I have repeatedly declined to criticize you. I have nothing to do with your beef with Substack. Is there a reason why I'm being put in the middle of things? This seems really crazy. Elon, you are dead to me. Please get off Twitter and stay on Substack. Matt, this is about the Substack thing? Seriously? That was it. That appears to be, the texts that were released. And Matt, the reason that he replied this is because he had been tweeting previously, quote, Elon is uncomfortable around people who are not afraid of him and wants to prove he can hurt my business instead of just talking to me, even if it means suppressing access to news that he thinks is important. Somebody replied, are you actually suggesting that Elon is deliberately burying your visibility? Do you have any proof of this? To which he then posts literal proof showing that he actually was banned. And, for anybody who also wants to accuse me or whatever of support, this is craziness because Substack is the venue, the platform through which so much independent journalism is flourishing, number one. Number two, we just read everybody a report, from Public. I find it horrible that people like Schellenberger and Taibbi, who have thriving platforms over there, very often, Ryan, when they want to distribute their work, cannot tweet out links to Substack like they could to any other. Now, in terms of Substack stealing Twitter and all that, I don't know. Personally, it sounds like bullshit to me. If you ask me,
right? That stuff is publicly available. It's the API, and they just scraped it.
Right, and it's like in reality, like what were they really afraid of? That people were going to leave the platform. It's like, are they really going to leave the platform in critical numbers? Like, let's be honest here. He's always tweeting about how X's traffic monthly users or whatever and all that went up. It was just a capricious move, clearly done from a position of weakness. And anyway, I thought it was funny because it just highlights to me that all of the people who really trashed him for doing journalism that was allegedly, pro-Elon and, writing PR for all of them are completely ignoring that his business has been very materially harmed. Arguably, he was better off under the old Twitter regime because at least then he was going viral.
Now
you don't
see him as much anymore.
You don't see him as much. It's very clear that his platform is being, or his account
like 2 million
is being
followers.
throttled. Right. His so many followers he was able to pick up.
I had him in my inbox, but if I wasn't like getting his emails, I probably wouldn't see him.
Exactly. I think that's really bad. It's just, look, it's not just Matt. We'll forget. Who was it? Barry Weiss, I remember. She was also involved in the Twitter files, and she criticized. This is early Elon lore. Whenever Elon banned and then unbanned that account that followed his private jet, and a couple of other journalists, Barry Weiss, I believe, had spoken out against it, and he replied to her being like, "You're virtue signaling." She's like, "I'm not not virtue signaling. I believe a certain set of things. I don't really care who it is. Also, that it is the person that's doing it.
Also, if like you think something is a virtue and you want to signal that to people, it's actually
it's okay.
That's actually okay.
Free country.
Yeah, like if you think that it's wrong to ban this account and you say that publicly, that's called free speech.
Yes, you're
virtue
exactly right.
And it shows that Musk, his defenders who say he's ideologically committed to an independent media are lying. What he's committed to is a media which he controls. Now, if you believe that he's a benign media dictator, then go ahead, put your faith in him to control everything. If you think that it's better if voices are dispersed and people have access to different platforms, then you don't want a controlling billionaire dictator to run everything.
Yeah, I mean, look, somebody please tell me why Substack is being throttled, but the New York Times can trend. Like, that doesn't make any sense. It truly, especially if you're committed to free speech or
and the problem for Taibbi there is, and you know this from premium subscribers here to Breaking Points, there's just a natural churn.
Sure,
Every month, either there's a billing problem, or
people forget their credit cards, or whatever. They lose their jobs.
Or I say something that annoys them, and
that happens too.
And they're out of here, and that's fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Churn is part of a subscription basis, but you need to then be able to get new people to replace them. And if Taibbi can't market his work, then his churn is just going one direction. And
even though he's doing fantastic work, that's part of the one reason I wanted to support. I wanted to play some of this and to actually give credit. Not only is it a very important story, but just again to highlight this, like he's being genuinely screwed over by Elon for reasons totally out of his control, for siding with the platform that backed him.
Like at the time, Elon told him, why don't you just publish everything on Twitter? Because we're taking the like length limit away. And Matt didn't really even take that seriously. He's like, no, that's an interesting thought, but of course I'm not going to do that. I have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of subscribers over here on Substack. This is a platform that's treated me very well and is also better at like distributing long form content to people's inboxes. I'm not going to do it on Twitter, but it was his refusal to adopt a platform that doesn't work for his purposes that led to him banning him, shadow banning him.
It's not right. Anyway, speaking up for Matt here in all of this, it's certainly not right. And for all of those who asked for proof that he was being shadow banned, unlike 99.9% of people who are claiming that, he actually has the receipts.
From the guy.
Go and support the guy if you can. We'll have a link in the description to his newsletter.
Hey guys, if you like that video, go to breakingpoints.com, become a premium subscriber, and help us build the best independent media organization on the planet.
That's right. We're subscriber funded. We're building something new. We want to replace these failing mainstream media organizations.
So again, to subscribe, it's breakingpoints.com.